So, you've got this awesome drone, right? And you're looking at it thinking, man, I could totally get paid for this. Well, you're not wrong. You absolutely can. But there's just one little hurdle to clear first, and that's the FAA's Part 107 exam. So today, let's break down exactly how you're going to ace this thing and start flying like a pro.
I mean, this is the dream, isn't it? Getting paid to do what you love. Maybe you want to shoot those epic real estate videos, capture some jaw-dropping cinematic footage, or even get into something like agricultural surveys. Whatever it is, turning that hobby into a legit paying gig, well, it all starts right here. And trust me, it is way more doable than you probably think.
Okay, so what exactly is this Part 107 certificate? The easiest way to think about it is, it's your driver's license for flying drones commercially. It's the FAA's way of saying, yep, this person knows the rules, they know how to fly safely, they're good to go. And it's a big deal, because without it, you just can't legally charge a single penny for your drone skills.
All right, let's dive in. Let's really pull back the curtain on this test. Now, I know it can sound super intimidating at first, but once we break it down and you see what's actually on it, it becomes so much less scary. Seriously, don't think of it as this giant, impossible wall. It's more like a series of smaller hurdles, and each one is something you can totally train for.
Okay, take a look at this. This chart really lays it all out. See those two biggest chunks of the pie? Regulations and airspace? That tells you everything you need to know about what the FAA cares about most. They want to know that you know the rules and you know where it's safe to fly. Of course, you've also got stuff like weather, how your drone performs, and general flight operations. But the best part? No surprises. It's all right here, a clear roadmap of what you need to learn. And here are the stats, the nitty-gritty. You're looking at 60 multiple-choice questions, and you get 2 full hours to do them. Let's do the math. That's 2 minutes for every single question. That's a ton of time. And the passing score? Just 70%. You only need to nail 42 out of 60. So here's the key takeaway. You don't have to be perfect. You don't need 100%. You just need to be prepared.
So that's the big question, right? How do you actually get prepared? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not by just reading a textbook cover to cover. No way. The single most powerful tool in your arsenal, your absolute secret weapon, is going to be using practice tests strategically.
Man, this quote just hits the nail on the head. You gotta stop thinking of practice tests as just a final check. They're not. They are the best way to actually build your knowledge from the ground up. They get you used to the feel of the real exam for sure, but the real magic is that they shine a giant spotlight on what you don't know. And honestly, finding out your weak spots is the most valuable info you can get.
And here's the game plan, the step-by-step process. First things first, take a full practice exam completely cold, no studying. Just see where you land. This is your baseline. Then, and this is the most important part, you're going to go back and analyze every single question you got wrong. Don't just glance at the right answer. You have to dig in and understand why you were wrong. Like, let's say you missed a question on Class G airspace. That's not just one missed point. It's a clue that maybe you're fuzzy on the whole idea of controlled versus uncontrolled airspace. See? That insight is pure gold. Now you know exactly what to study. Then, you hit the books on that specific topic, and you repeat the whole cycle. It's that simple.
So, how do you know when you're finally ready to book the real test? Well, here's your target, your magic number. When you are consistently, and I mean consistently, hitting 90% or higher on different practice tests, that's it. That's when you know you can walk into that testing center feeling totally confident. It's the best indicator that you've gone from just kind of guessing to actually deeply understanding the stuff. Okay, let's be real. In every game, there's a final boss, right? And in the Part 107 test, there are a few topics that feel exactly like that. They're the tricky ones, the complex ones, but the good news is they're absolutely beatable. You just need the right strategy. So let's talk about who these bosses are and how we're going to take them down. And here they are, the usual suspects. First up, reading sectional charts. Man, these things look like a crazy, dense map full of symbols. It's like learning a whole new language. Then you have airspace classes. Think of them as invisible highways in the sky, each with its own speed limit and rules. Then we've got weather reports, or METARs. They are literally written in a secret code for pilots. And finally, airport operations, which have super specific rules to make sure nobody bumps into anybody else. These are the topics where just trying to memorize stuff will get you into trouble. But hey, now you know exactly where to put in a little extra study time.
I really love this slide because it breaks down the biggest hurdle so well. See, as a drone pilot, you're flying VFR, Visual Flight Rules. That just means you have to be able to physically see your drone.
Simple enough. But the chart shows you everything you can't see with your eyes. It's the map of all the invisible stuff, the boundaries, the no-fly zones, the flight paths near airports, all the hazards that are completely hidden from you down on the ground. You have to learn to see the world through the chart, not just through your own eyes.
And this right here, this is probably the most important tip for all those tricky topics. Don't just memorize answers. It won't work. You have to understand the why behind the rule. Always ask yourself, okay, why does this rule even exist? Once you realize, for example, that a certain airspace rule is there to literally keep your little drone from running into a giant passenger jet, well, suddenly it's not just some random fact you have to memorize. It's common sense. It's a safety rule that sticks with you forever.
All right, so you did it. You put in the work, you figured out those crazy charts, and you walked out of that testing center with a passing grade. Awesome! First off, congratulations. But hold on, you're not quite done yet. There are just a few super simple final steps to get that official certificate in your hand.
And you'll be surprised at how fast and easy this part is. A couple of days later, your official results will pop up. Then, you just hop online and fill out something called the IACRA application. It's just the FAA's official paperwork system. And that's it. In about a week or two, you'll get an email with your temporary certificate and boom, you are officially, legally cleared to fly your drone for money.
And that really brings us to the exciting part. You did the work, you passed the test, you've got the license in hand, the airspace is now officially open for your business. So really, there's only one question left to ask. What's your first mission gonna be? What incredible project is out there waiting for you now that you're a certified remote pilot? The sky's the limit, literally. Go get 'em.